Keith, on that journey, sounds like they are going to encounter that storm.
Yes, yeah, that's true, because it's not going to be a big deal for us, as we'll detail, but farther south, it gets more intense. We'll start with where we are right now, which is just a couple of snowflakes out there. Earlier in the day, especially along the coastline, if you went through Bangor too, we had a storm system that wasn't all that far from us, but we knew that it would stay away just enough to give us a little light snow here and there along the coastline. Interesting and somewhat depressing statistic for you here. These temperatures right now will be the warmest most of us will see until probably Saturday afternoon. So overnight lows, daytime highs, over and over again, we're not going to get here for a while as temperatures continue to cool. Overnight tonight is actually not frigid, but obviously temperatures drop. And the issue is that tomorrow temperatures drop during the day. So even with sun, we go from right around 30 along the coastline down into the mid-20s or so into the afternoon, and we get into the teens easily into the mountains and perhaps single digits before the sun even sets tomorrow in the high terrain. And tomorrow night is going to be very cold, below zero in a lot of spots away from the coastline, probably 7, 8, 9 along the coast itself, so it'll be the coldest night we've seen this season. And then Wednesday's not a whole lot better, of course. It's sunny, but it's still cold, temperatures in the upper teens and low 20s, and that's the air mass in which our next storm system arrives, or at least tries to. The thing with this storm is it was there for several days last week. It's really long range, been shown on all the computer models as a storm. The question was, where's the exact track of it? And over the weekend, it became more and more apparent that despite the love of snow from weather weenies like us, it looks like this will be really a mid-Atlantic and southern New England kind of storm, and probably a big one. Up the 95 corridor, they could get 12 to 18 inches of snow. So it'll be a very impactful storm nationally. But I think for Maine, with this cold, high pressure in place, it's going to nudge this storm to the south. We'll get some snow over southern and coastal Maine, but the combination of the track being too far to the south and the air being so dry. So when it gets really cold, right, the air gets really dry. And that means as snow in the upper atmosphere tries to fall, it evaporates before it gets to the ground. So that really makes it hard to get heavy snow in this situation. It will be all snow, and then it's out of here on Thursday afternoon. So this is what we're thinking, and it is kind of anticlimactic based on everything that we just talked about, but just up to an inch most spots, and north of Bangor, I don't think we're going to see anything here. Really tight gradient here, and this is really the only spot that's truly kind of still interesting, because we have time for this forecast to change, is York and Cumberland County, I think, and southern Oxford County. If this thing shifts a little farther north, now we could get into the 6+ situation, but I think as it stands, 1 to 3 in Portland, Sanford 3 to 6, and then York and Kittery 6+ inches, and then Massachusetts is where the real snow is going to be. We don't say that super often, but it does happen sometimes. Weekend looks pretty good, and that's our first chance to get back into reasonable temperature territory on Saturday, into the mid-30s, upper 30s on Sunday with an isolated flurry. By no means can we tell this yet, but I remember, was it 2015 was a big winter here, but it was a bigger winter down across southern New England. So there are patterns in which it leads to southern New England getting more snow. Obviously, guys, we'll keep an eye on this because it is still a very close pass for us.
And Keith, it'll be interesting seeing the snowmobiles going south rather than going north on
I
the
know
highway.
Well, Amanda, you're ready to snowmobile this year, which
I'm
is
ready.
the kiss of death because we haven't had enough snow so far. So we got plenty of winter.
I won't go to Massachusetts to do it, though.
No, yeah, it's not as much open space.
Stay
there,
local.
Sure.
Thanks, Keith.